Westfall on the way to the office this morning, and something from our Monday morning internal sales meeting.
I heard something really cool on a podcast this morning. Confidence is the key to influence. When we do things like we talked about last week, the upspeak, and it sounds, and a lot of times the when they ask you a question and you're formulating the answer and they can verbally hear you formulating the answer because you're not sure or you don't know, confidence overcomes that. If you know what you're doing, and that comes by being a practitioner of what we're doing. If there's something you're not sure of, let's go offline, get off the phone, go become an expert, a micro expert in whatever that topic is so that you are fully confident that your answer is going to be the right one. Confidence comes from preparation. There's no doubt about it. And according to Malcolm Gladwell, it takes 10,000 hours to master something. And yet, how many salespeople have even spent 200 hours total on their education on how to master sales? This weekend I probably watched 20 hours, yes I know I'm a nerd, of sales training and people who are really, really good at sales and motivation and training. I know that most people that rely on sales as their primary source of income spend zero time every week on educating themselves in their brain, not just on Medicare. Medicare gets to be simple. It's the same thing every day. But it's getting your own brain ready to take the rejection, the fear of picking up the phone, the influence necessary, and all that comes from preparation. And that preparation goes to the confidence. So if you're feeling like timid on the phone and you're listening back to your recording, you're like, gosh, I sound like a weakling. I'm not asking for them to let's just get this done. Many times we get into the rut of saying, okay, let's schedule you for that appointment. And I hear way too many agents doing that when they're just a solo practitioner. Okay, let's schedule that appointment. Let's schedule it. We heard it in here last week. We don't want to be scheduling somebody. That's not the close. The close, the sale is not the appointment. The close is actually getting the application done. If we never let them know that we could do the application right now because I've already got you on the phone, our schedules are in alignment right now, you've got the answers, let's just get this done and get it off your plate right now. That's the kind of confidence and that's the kind of no we need to go for in every conversation. We don't need to schedule another one. We don't need to schedule another appointment or schedule another call back to find out if they have any more questions. Let's go for no right now. That's the mark of a true salesperson. Get the rejection. Go for it. And you'll be surprised how many people say, yeah, why not? Let's just get it done right now. That's got to be a part of every information delivery that you have is a call to action. You've got to ask them, let's take the step forward, let's get this off your plate, let's get it done now. Just don't assume that the goal is to get them scheduled for an application in the future.
Go back to what you were saying about like submersing yourself with education, all that stuff. It's funny that you said that. I read a quote this morning and it said, reality is created by the mind. We can change our reality by changing our mind.
There's no doubt. And I heard another one this morning that was talking about how, as he's walking around looking through the call center, the people that, and I hear it in here all the time. Melanie, you are guilty of this every time. You're getting people into laughing and joking, and Hannah, you do this all the time. Kimberly, you do it all the time. You get them to a happy place, and then it's like lubrication on a door. You spray it, it just goes without any squeaking. It just glides into the application process because you've taken them to a happy place. And this guy was saying, he tells his people, your cheeks should be sore at the end of every day because they can literally tell when you're smiling, when you're happy, and when you find anything positive to talk about to make it into a happy place, it just really can.
But it's something that I've done for a long time and really don't make public, and that is the question. What do you do when you're not at the office? What do you do when you're not on the phone or you're not working on your marketing campaigns to get the phone to ring? What do you do in the quiet times? And that, I believe, has made such a drastic impact on the success of my agency and in my business. Malcolm Gladwell said that it takes 10,000 hours of combined focus on one thing before you become known as an expert, before you know everything that there is to know. And that's all the problems that are inherent in everything that you're doing. Over the last 12 months, we've attended 6, 7, or 8, I can't remember now, conferences around the country having to do with both marketing and specifically online marketing, internet marketing, how to reach people, how to build your influence and your reach to people. And I fervently believe that those are just the tip of the iceberg. When you come home and you implement and then you test and you read what other mentors in the space, people that are doing what you want to be doing, what they are saying works all the time. only then can you become a master of what I've always said is our number one focus, and that is marketing. Medicare supplements may come and go. Medicare Advantage may come and go. Medicare as an entity may go one day. But if you've honed the skills of marketing, if you've learned what's happening with, one-to-many mass communication, then it really doesn't matter, because you can shift your focus to any other product and still be equally as successful. So I firmly believe that if an agent who says that they're in the insurance market, and you have any level of control over your agency or making the phone ring or the people that you're going to be talking to, if you are not constantly researching what's working in the market, if you don't have like a Google alert set up for every and any news article having to do with Medicare, Medicare for all, Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplement, the people that are in your space, the presidents of the company's announcements, the press releases from the insurance carriers, all that stuff should be mandatory daily reading. Just like a stockbroker will pick up the Wall Street Journal every morning and Financial Times or whatever and read what the latest is, we should be expected and held to account, and we really are, because the way that you know if you're up to date on what's happening and communicating all that stuff is down at the bank. When people rely on you, especially your growing list of clients, and you should treat it, if you only have 20 clients, as if you have 20,000, and that those people are relying on you to let them know what's going to be happening in their market. So I believe that if you are not doing anything except showing up, punching a clock every day, and doing activity instead of results, and I know many agents that do that, they'll say, well, I was in the office from 9 to 5. Well, I was on the phone for 2 hours and I didn't get the results that I was looking for. You're putting yourself in a box, and either you made the box or someone else gave you the expectation that the box that you need to be in is all doing one thing all day, whether it's cold calling back leads, whatever it is that you're doing. You have to go beyond that if you want to be an actual agency owner. And just picture this, and many agents that I know cannot picture this, but picture the day at some point in your future maybe where you are not the one doing every presentation. Just imagine you're not the one giving every presentation to people, explaining all the parts of Medicare to people, getting their list of drugs, doing the application, notifying them when they're approved, checking to see if they got the ID cards. Imagine that. You can find, and this is what I've talked about for a lot of times on our membership site, you can find really good, smart people. Yes, it takes about 5 tries to find one really good person that's going to stay with you and be smart enough to pick it all up and multitask. It's difficult, but like I've put together this team of people at my office that I look forward to going to every day because they're sharp and they can do all of that stuff and relate complicated things, which would to the layman be considered complicated, parts of Medicare and stuff. Relay that in a clear, concise, and influential way to someone who says, you know what, this is consistent with the messaging that got me here. Yes, let's do that application. Let's do it. So if at some point in your future, if you've not yet started this, you decide to develop a team, and that team is every day calling back the people who, through your marketing efforts, have expressed an interest. They're explaining the possible, options for the person. They're exercising their influence to the degree that they're getting the person to now take action, which is influence and not just sales. Now the person's doing an application. Then you have an administrative team who follows up on that, notifies them when it's been approved, puts it in writing, confirmation of everything that we've done, all the things that should be done, the best practices that should be done. And we talk about like at our live events and things that we do here that we've discovered from other very successful call centers. Then, as the agency owner, you can with confidence spend the majority of your time working on your business, having more things come into it, hiring good and sharp, really good people, and then perfecting your process, and then constantly being a student of the game of marketing. You can work on your business to that degree, and it changes the game. Your stress level goes way down. You're not having the ups and the downs of every conversation. You're not personally invested with your emotional bank account on the ups and the downs of which way every conversation goes, which way every application goes with underwriting. No, instead, you are building and climbing a business up every day, focused on what's new in the market. How can I deliver this in a good way that brings value to my clients out there in the public, or at least to my existing clients, and let them know that they should be reassured that they made the right decision by being with you. You can become the expert in their mind at least, and you can work on your business. I'm encouraging you again, if you've not taken that leap to grow beyond yourself, now's the time prior to the annual election period that you really should consider doing so, because it will increase your capacity of your business to write more and more and more. And so many agents look at this as like a zero-sum game. It's like, I can't take away money from marketing to hire somebody because then I won't have money for marketing. And what they fail to realize is, as you take away money from whatever else it is, if you're paying your bills, you should be stretching yourself to bring somebody else on board. That's my philosophy. That's the way I always did. Just barely making it so you can bring on another person on board. Keeping the payroll just under what you're making that you need to make so that you can continue to grow. And if we're making one-time sales, like we're doing life insurance one time, that even makes sense as long as you're spending less than you're making. But if you're in the Medicare game and you're trying to build a legacy and you're trying to build something that's going to be longer than just a one-time, one-year sale, man, it even makes, 100 times more sense to invest today for the growth for tomorrow. But so many agents, again, are just sitting in that driver's seat thinking, I'll be the cold caller, I'll be the qualifier, I'll be the application taker, I'll be the admin person, I'll be the marketer, I'll be everything, and wear all the hats. Folks, as we mature in business and we mature in life, we have to get out of that front row seat. We have to let other people take the reins. And will they do it the same way you did it? No. Sometimes they'll do it much better. You can surround yourself with smart people like I have done, thank God. I'm thankful for it every day, that see things that I don't see. They see threats and opportunities, and they see all kinds of things that I would not have seen because I've surrounded myself with smart people. And I'm just encouraging you to get to that place, and it only starts with hiring the first person. But even now, like if you're still in that seat and you insist, I'm going to do everything my own way. I've done it this way for 20 years, and I see agents like this all the time at our live events. I've done everything myself for 20 years. Why would I start now? Exactly. That's the reason why you should start now. So you can start living life a little bit, and you can get out of the stressful seat of doing everything yourself, and you can grow exponentially now. There's a scripture in the Bible that says one can put 1,000 to flight, something like that, and two could put 10,000. It's the ability to grow to scale that you can never do. You can never experience the satisfaction of growing like crazy and writing more applications and helping more people than you ever thought you possibly could do. If you've ever ended the day, ever, and you said, man, there's just so much more I have to do. I didn't get to call this person back. I didn't get to call that person back. There's so much more I could have done today if I could just duplicate myself. I've said this so many times. If I had only 2 or 3 of me, we could go in different directions and call multiple people. If you're saying that to yourself, that's the indicator you need to bring on people. You need to bring on the people. And the investment that you make in time and the investment that you make in their salary, and we outsource our payroll to Paychex, so I don't have to do all the compliance issues there, makes it so much easier. I did that with my first employee when I moved to Charleston here. So it takes away that headache too. But I'm telling you, you really should consider it, because the stress that you save will be your own. Your blood pressure will probably go down. Your stress level will go down. As long as you're bringing them up to speed with you, they're starting to learn and listen every time you're on the phone. Then they can start replicating those phone calls. Then they can, as I've spoken of many times before, edify you, build you up as you write the application. They can be the call answerer or cold caller, then the screener for you, then doing the applications for you as they get licensed and everything, and then replicate what you're doing, and then you can start to back off. You can start to get out of that driver's seat, and it will change your business. It'll change your life, but you have to have faith that the process works. And if you've been around for 20 years and you've been muddling around in the insurance business, you know it works because you're still here. You're still here, still doing the same thing. If it works, why not employ somebody else so that you can take your business to the next level? I just want to encourage you because I'm enjoying the fruits of doing what I'm talking about doing. I'm not just out here saying, rah, 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 go think about doing this. I'm telling you, that's the life that I'm living. And it's only because I've taken the faith step to trust other people in my business. I've put them to work, and now we're growing a team. And now our teams are actually growing teams. And we have multiple layers of management now that are training, keeping people accountable in the front lines, going through business with them every day and making sure everything gets done right. And it's really starting to get exciting. So I've made it to the office. It's time to go in. Mine's the one up there in the corner right there. And I hope you, wherever you are, I hope you have a great day. And I just wanted to encourage you a little bit today to think about working on your business instead of just working in it. Keep apprised of everything that's going on in the Medicare market. And if you find that it's too much to do, to both work on your marketing all the time, attend conferences that you know you should be attending, learn every day from marketers that are online and the stuff that they're putting out, most of it's free, that can cause you to grow your business. If you don't have time to do all of it, now may be the time that you say, you know what, I need help. I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to barely get by. Trust me, it's not barely getting by. It's redoubling of your most profitable efforts, which are talking to other people. That's what's really going to happen. You might think, oh man, I can't afford it. How am I going to afford somebody else in here? You'd be surprised when they start bringing in revenue for you. It's not just barely surviving. Then you start to grow exponentially. But you have to have faith to take that first step. It's a small step for man, a giant leap for mankind, as they say. I hope you have a great day. Be encouraged. Bye-bye.